Hey, good morning everybody. It's Mike with the Bayird Pre-Owned Super Center here in Jonesboro. We're here at our new location. We're going to keep saying it probably for forever, but we have been here since October 1st. We used to be over on Highland Drive, and now we're right here on the corner of Parker and Stadium Road. So, it's Red Wolf now on the north side of the bypass, and it's still Stadium on the south side. Still don't understand why that name change went down, but we won't get into politics, I guess, right? So easy to access right here by the I-555 bypass. Of course, that's kind of hard to get down right now with all the construction they got going on. But whether you're coming from the north, the south, the east, or the west, all roads converge here to us, right? That's what it seems like anyway. Some of our competitors here lately have been calling this the car shopping capital of the Mid-South. And I like to be a part of that because we're right here in the middle of all the dealerships, easy to access. We've got a big lot here. We've got a lot more room here at this new location. We are expanding here very soon where we're adding on to the parking lot to get more inventory in here. And right now, more than ever, a big selection of inventory is very important to us because cars are starting to get hard to come by again. You can drive by any of the franchise dealership lots and you'll see, a very limited selection of vehicles. And so that's one of our big focus points and always has been, is selection. But what differs from us versus the franchise stores is we have selection of lots of makes and models. So you can compare a lot of inventory right here in one place. You can drive competitive makes and models side by side. Really a lot of different options to look at, and we don't do that to make the shopping experience harder for you. We make it easier by allowing you to compare those back to back. It's almost like trying on shoes. If you go to a shoe store, they got a big selection. You can kind of narrow it down to a couple that you like. You grab them off the shelf in your size, you sit down, you try them out, you walk around the store and see how they fit. That's exactly what this is like here. So a lot of makes and models right here in one place. Our salespeople are very friendly and knowledgeable. We also provide them with a lot of tools and training, and some of it's the really simple things like pricing our cars. And if you haven't watched our show before, we take a lot of pride in pricing our vehicles. We do a lot of research on the front end. We put a competitive price on the vehicle right up front, and we do advertise that price, and we advertise it proudly because we don't have anything to hide on that. That is honestly one of the best things that any kind of car dealership could do. And I believe right now, especially in the Jonesboro area, we are the only dealership that does it. There used to be another dealership that advertised the prices of their used cars right on front. They bragged about it, and I don't normally pick on other dealerships, but they used to brag about it a lot, and they don't do it anymore. And maybe it's because of the volatility of the pre-owned auto market. It is kind of volatile at times. There's some days where vehicles bring more money than they do other days, and it doesn't matter. We can play the stock game and raise our prices up and down all the time, but we do, like I said, we do a lot of research on the front end. We want to make sure we get a fair and competitive price up front. Some folks like that. Some people don't. Some people say, hey, I want to be able to negotiate. Well, typically, if you have to negotiate to get to a good price, that means the car was priced too much to begin with, right? And a lot of our shoppers, a lot of our customers, they look. With the internet these days, you can get online, you can look for a car like this one here. This is, by the way, a Lexus RC350. And you can look at a lot of them within a 500-mile radius, which is probably not too far to drive, or even take a short flight if you were looking for a car like this. And you can look at a lot of them side by side. It's easy to see, right? In the old days, before the internet, you'd have to drive around, right? You have to call, look at the newspaper, and try to seek and sort to find the car that you wanted. Now with the internet, everything's easily accessible, right? So we know that. And if you see a car that on our lot that you want to come take a look at, there's probably a reason you want to come look at it, and it's because of our competitive pricing, and that's up front. Now another thing to keep an eye out too, and really, I want to give a round of applause basically to all the dealerships really in the Mid-South area because we really don't see this that much, but there are dealerships online that advertise a really low price, and you'll see it. It's much cheaper than everybody else. And then you come to find out there are fees upon fees upon fees, right? They have, you know, a big dock fee. You know, we do have a $129 dock fee, and that is actually capped in the state of Arkansas. $129 is the most you can do. But there are dealerships that have up to $1,500 in dock fees. Then they have reconditioning fees. I mean, it's just a list goes on. It's made up stuff. Its profit is what it is. They just don't call it that. They should probably call it the profit fee. That would be okay, because I feel like at least if people just said it was like that, you know, you'd probably feel more comfortable, right, than made up names for made up fees. So that does happen on the internet. So if you see a car that's priced a whole lot cheaper, you know, look at their disclaimer, call the dealership and ask them, say, hey, if I'm writing you a check, is that the amount I write a check for? You'll find out a lot of times that that is not the case, and I hate that the big websites like Auto Trader and Cars.com and Car Gurus, I hate that they even allow that, because to me that's deceptive advertising, you know, making up your own fees, charging a low price. So, and what they do, see, they charge a really low price so their car will appear higher in the results. So that way you see it faster, right? And then you think, you know, you get down there and by the time you've messed with it for so long, you think, well, I've already put so much time into it, why don't I just go ahead and do it? You know, it was already a lot cheaper than everybody else. And those dealerships make you believe that everybody else has those big fees, but that's not true with us. And I don't know any dealership in the Northeast Arkansas area that does business that way. So I'm glad that everybody around here does not do business that way. But it does happen. It is a big practice among internet dealers across the country. So, you know, keep that in mind when you are shopping online. But again, back to us, we do a fair competitive price on the front side. Whether you're shopping online or in person, doesn't matter to us. We want to make sure you get the great price either way. So, like I said, we do all that research on the front end. You know, we actually, you know, people ask me all the time, what book do you use to price cars? Well, we actually don't use a specific book. Now, you've got three of your major books. You've got some of the big websites that we use sometimes to look at other competitive, we call them competitive sets, right? So if I'm looking at pricing this Lexus RC350, I'm going to look at other Lexus RC350s with similar equipment, see what they're advertised for, and then we'll create a competitive price. Now, sometimes I'll see that the book is, you know, way higher than what the market is on the car. So that's one reason we wouldn't use the book to price a car, right? Because the book's not in line with what the market's really doing. Now, sometimes we see the opposite, where the book says, you know, maybe a car's worth, you know, $35,000, but in the market, the real transactions are happening around $38,000. That's a tough car sometimes, because and all of this is really confusing, especially to the customers, because you look at all these numbers and, you know, Car Gurus and Kelley Blue Book and Carfax, they all have their own numbers, and they tell you what you should pay for a car, and they're all extremely different. It's crazy. But that's why we kind of sift through all the mess to get straight to a great price. The other great thing is we know that most of our customers are going to finance. This is what I tell people all the time. Don't focus on just the price of the car. Focus on the all-around package. That way you get the best total deal, the best total savings. So, you know, if we've got our cars priced right, that's going to help you get a better interest rate at the bank too. The bank terms do sometimes depend on how much money you're financing in relation to the value of the vehicle. So we keep that in mind too, because if we, like I said, if we have it priced competitively, that means you're going to get a better rate at the bank, so you're going to end up saving a lot of money on the financing side of it too, if you do financing. So we'll kind of get to some cars here. It kind of went off on a tangent. And some, you know, when people ask me all the time, like, how do you know what you're going to talk about? Do you script these shows? These are completely unscripted. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, other than, you know, tell you good morning right off the bat, and then we just get to going. So, but, you know, without further ado, let's start talking about some cars. So this is a 2015 Lexus RC350. This is the F Sport package. This is like the upgraded appearance package in the Lexus line, which really makes this car stand out. We've had a couple of these Lexus RCs before, But this one here, we get an opportunity to buy this from a local individual. We do buy cars, so if you've got one to sell, I'll talk more about that here in a little bit, but we bought this from a local individual. Fantastic vehicle, great condition. We did have to put 2 rear tires on it because they were showing some signs of some wear. The inside of this thing is beautiful. It's got a red leather interior. It is just a gorgeous car on the outside and the inside. Fun to drive, very sporty car. And you know, this car here is priced at $29,992. Still gets great fuel economy, 28 miles per gallon. You know, I think fuel economy is going to be one of those things that we all start to focus on a little bit more now that we see in gas prices go back up. 3.5 liter V6 engine. I looked up the stats on it. It's 306 horsepower the other day. Fun to drive. It's got a lot of the luxury features that you'd like to have in a car like this. Power sunroof. I mean, really, I don't think there is a bad looking angle on this car. I mean, this thing looks good from the front to the side to the back. Like I said, the interior is beautiful too. I should have brought the keys out and showed you that as well too. But very, very good looking car. Definitely a head turner. You know, if that's your thing, you want a sleek looking car that you're not going to see driving all over the place, this is a perfect car for you. So we got a lot of safety features in it as well too. So check out our website. You can see more pictures on there, BayardPreOwned.com. You can also look at the Carfax on this car, and then you also have access to the original factory window sticker on there. We have that on there for you as well, so you can look at that and see all the equipment that that car has right there on our website. We'll go out here and show you a few more. We got this little Honda Civic I'm fixing to show you next. We actually just got this one in this morning, 2020 model. I don't even remember the miles on it. Did the research on this one, 22,000 miles, okay? This is the EX hatchback. You know, they call this a hatchback. This is a new style that Honda came out with on this car, I guess maybe a year or two ago. It's kind of a hybrid, really, between a sedan and a hatchback. It's not your standard hatchback where it's like real big in the back. It looks like it comes down to a trunk, but it doesn't. It's even got a rear spoiler on it back here. It's actually got 2 spoilers. Technically, you got one up top here on the roof, and you got one back here as well too. I don't know if, I'm sure some of that's a little bit aerodynamics, but probably mostly styling. And this one's got like the blackout wheels, the blackout trim on it as well. A lot of safety features. It's got the camera in the passenger side mirror, so that when you turn on your right turn signal, it actually shows you on your screen what is in the lane next to you. It's got blind spot monitoring, lots of bells and whistles, touchscreen radio, really just a good looking car. Priced at $21,992. It has 22,000 miles on it, still under factory warranty. Gets 31 miles per gallon in the city and 40 miles per gallon on the highway. Doesn't use any special technology to do that. That's just its normal fuel economy. So that's a great car. We don't get a lot of those in here. I love the sporty looks of it too. That's definitely a very good looking, kind of a unique color. It's a, I don't know, almost gunmetal blue, steel blue maybe, might be what you call it. Right next to it here, we got a 2018 Dodge Charger Daytona. So the Charger Daytona is built on the RT package, so it's got the 5.7 liter Hemi V8. The Daytona package also gives you some different appearance features. It's got the upgraded front and rear bumpers. It's got the Daytona graphics, the hood scoop on the hood. It's got the black vinyl wrapped roof, which is actually from the factory. And all that is really just some nice contrast on this car. This is Destroyer Gray is the factory color name. And it's really, it almost kind of has like a primerish look to the color, but it's gloss. It's not flat like a primer would be. Very unique color. It's got the lightweight forged aluminum wheels, 20-inch wheels. So a lot of great styling and very fun to drive car at 390 horsepower. And it's still very manageable, gets great fuel economy, 25 miles per gallon with a V8. So you can be practical and have fun at the same time. Take the whole family with you. 4-door sports car, right? I guess really there's maybe 2 4-door sports cars. You got this and you got the Nissan Maxima. They call that a 4-door sports car. That's what Nissan calls it, which is a sporty car. It doesn't have the V8 though. And so, you're not going to have a lot of options when it comes to V8s. Right down here, this is a 2016 Chevrolet Camaro 2LT local trade-in, 39,000 miles. It's gray in color. On the inside, it's got a really nice brown leather interior, heated and cooled seats. Got a lot of the bells and whistles, the touchscreen radio on it. It is the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, but it still has a lot of horsepower, and really it's fun to drive. This is one of those cars that if you look at it and you say, oh, I wouldn't have a 4-cylinder, don't knock it till you try it. I know I've mentioned that before about some of the other ones. GM and Ford have done a great job of putting some horsepower in on some of these smaller engines. They get great fuel economy. The maintenance is less expensive because they're smaller motors. They have less spark plugs, right? So you're automatically going to be cheaper when it comes to maintenance. We'll kind of go up here, look at some SUVs. We've always got SUVs. We got a couple of Ford Edges we got in. Actually sold one just the other day. We got 2 of them in. The other one was already gone. So this is a 2020 Ford Edge SEL. Leather interior, heated seats in it, the big touchscreen radio, a lot of the safety features, the upgraded safety features. 29 miles per gallon in a full-size SUV. These do not have third row seat in them, but if you're looking for a full-size SUV that's comfortable and you don't need third row, these are really great vehicles to look at. 34,000 miles on this one, priced at $25,992. Still under the factory warranty. Again, it's a 2020 model. We've got a lot of 2020 models in stock. And I've actually got one up here. I'm gonna take you up front. I've got my first 2021 in. That's right. Still early in the year and we've already got a 2021 model. So some of the new car franchises, they're still trying to get rid of their 2020s. Here we are, we got a 2021. So 2021 Jeep Cherokee. This is the Latitude Plus. It's 4-wheel drive. And this color's not for everybody. You're either gonna love it or you're not gonna love it. It's orange. I think they call it Spitfire Orange. Spitfire Orange. I don't know the history behind the name of that color. I'm gonna have to look that one up. But this car's got 4,000 miles on it. I mean, it's basically brand new. You know, I could wash it right now, park it on the new car lot. You would think it was brand new. It is that clean inside and out. And really, we try to make that happen on all of our pre-owned cars. Just because the car is pre-owned doesn't mean it should look pre-owned, that it should feel pre-owned. It should be a great way for you to save money and not have to worry that or think, regret that you saved money, right? So we want you to save money when you buy pre-owned. It's going to be cheaper than buying a new one. It should be cheaper than buying a new one, and it shouldn't have to feel like you went cheap on it. All of our cars go through our mechanical inspection. We got a great shop back here in the back. They look the cars over from front to back. Then after that, we put them through a detail process. They detail the cars thoroughly. And then also we have guys that come by. If there's a dent in it, they can do paintless dent repair. We got guys that come by and buff them. It's amazing what you can do with a buffer. You can make paint look absolutely brand new if you know what you're doing. And we got some great guys running buffers that make sure that they buff these cars out and make them look really, really good. So we got a great team that's going to make sure that we got some great cars out here on the lot for sale. Sometimes they do get dirty, sitting out here, especially in the spring and summertime. We know that pollen season's coming. They'll be getting a lot of pollen on them, but we'll wash it up for you before you buy it. So I talked about our service department. Our service department really is excellent. They can do just about anything you want. We can do oil changes. If you need new tires, I talked about putting new tires like on that Lexus earlier. We ordered the tires, we installed them here. We've got all the tire machines. We've got access to all the tire vendors. And we've had people, calling us for tire prices, comparing us to other folks down the street, and we're beating a lot of the tire shops that do nothing but tires. We're beating them on prices too. So, the price is gonna be right. The work's gonna get done right. I personally have my own personal vehicle in there right now. My wife's got a vehicle she absolutely loves. She's had it for 10 years and she just won't get rid of it. But we had a water pump go out on us the other day. So it's back there getting a water pump put on right now. Hey, they're working on my car. If I wouldn't let them work on my car, why would I let them work on yours, right? They are good mechanics. So I'm not worried about them. And they're gonna do a great job. I'm gonna show you this to the Volkswagen Tiguan. I've actually got two of these, two different packages. This one's the SE. I think the other one I have is an S, and it was an all-wheel drive. This is a front-wheel drive. So 2020 Volkswagen Tiguan, really nice looking blue color. It's called the Silk Blue Metallic is the factory color name. It's got the black interior in it. It's actually got leather interior, and this one has third row seating in it. So this is the first Tiguan that I'm aware of that they make third row seat in. Gets 22 miles per gallon in the city and 29 on the highway. Still under factory warranty. Very nice looking car. Got a lot of great features in it. It does have the big touchscreen radio, backup camera in it. Volkswagen does a really nice job on the interior. It's got some nice gloss black accents. I mean, it's a really nice looking car on the inside. And again, you can go on our website, BayardPreOwned.com, and you can check out a lot of photos of this car. We've got photos of it, the exterior and interior online as well too. So right next to it, we got a 2019 Hyundai Tucson SE all-wheel drive. We have always had a great selection of all-wheel drive vehicles. Sometimes we get all-wheel drive cars in. We got all-wheel drive SUVs, four-wheel drive SUVs. These are great in bad weather conditions. We've had a lot of folks coming in here and buying four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive vehicles after the little snowstorm we had. You know, who knows when the next one will come around? It could be next week. It could be like 3 years from now. Who knows? But nevertheless, some folks want to be prepared because they, you know, got stuck last time. I think I mentioned in the last show we did, you know, probably the best tool to take with you when we get that much snow again, if we get that much snow again, is put your shovel in your trunk. I don't know anybody that got stuck. I mean, everybody I ran into that was getting stuck is because they were getting stuck on snow, and they just had to shovel out their tires for a little bit, and then they were good to go on their way. So take a shovel with you next time we get a bunch of snow again. We talked about a Honda Civic earlier. I've got a 2016 Honda CR-V. This is the touring package. Now this one's got low miles on it, 22,000 miles on a 2016 model. So, you know, 4 or 5 years old, however you want to calculate that, you know, you're looking at 4,000 to 5,000 miles a year. I mean, this car set more than it was driven. So these cars, you know, they always really stand out. They just smell new on the inside still. They're always very clean, very well taken care of. The touring package is one of the top packages in the Honda line. You've got, you know, things like the power sunroof, the heated leather seats. I think this one had that camera on it too that we talked about on the Civic. I'll double check that real quick. Yeah, it does. So it's got the little camera over here on the rear view mirror. Again, that's when you turn your right turn signal on. It actually shows you on the screen what is in the lane next to you. That blind spot that you normally have, you see it right there on the screen on your dash. And we'll kind of get you a close up here, maybe what that camera looks like. It's kind of just underneath it. And kind of over on that left-hand side, you might get a better view of it right there. Hidden down under the camera there, so, or hidden under the mirror, I should say. Camera is hidden under the mirror. So great fuel economy on these two. 33 miles per gallon on the highway, 26 in the city. I mean, they're just good cars, the Honda CR-V. We sell a lot of the GMC Terrains. I've got a couple of these in stock. This is a 2020 model, SLT all-wheel drive, so it's got the leather interior, the all-wheel drive package again, great for bad weather conditions. You know, in all-wheel drive too, a lot of people think about all-wheel drive just specifically for ice and snow like that, but all-wheel drive is really good in the rain too, because you just don't have, you know, the road slick. When you got all four wheels turning versus two of the wheels pulling the vehicle, you slide less. It's, you know, as far as accelerating and turning, things like that. Now, you got to remember, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you got two-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. It don't matter if you can't overcome the laws of physics. So, you know, when you're going really fast and you got to get on the brakes, it don't matter what kind of drivetrain you have. It's more importantly then is the road conditions, the condition of your tires and brakes, things like that. But ultimately, I mean, you know, if you go too fast on a road that's too slick, you're just going to slide no matter what you got. Kind of go up here, look at some trucks. I mentioned earlier, we always buy vehicles. We buy a lot of trucks from folks. It's like everybody's got all these extra cars and they come and sell them to me. But this is a truck here I just bought from a gentleman, another local guy here. It's a 2019 Ford F-150. This is the Lariat package. It is four-wheel drive. It does have the 5-liter V8 engine in it. It's a sport package, so it's got all the body color front and rear bumpers in it. Up front, or I say up front, in the vehicle, It has the bucket seats up front, the touchscreen radio. This one's got the heated seats in it as well. I think there's some extra stuff on it that I can't remember, so I won't tell them to you. But you can go check our website out at BayardPreOwned.com, and you can see all the pictures of the interior and the original window stickers, so that way you can see exactly how this truck is equipped. We do put all that information. We make it easily accessible when you're shopping, so that way you as the customer can see that information, and then also we can see that information too, so that way we don't mislead you and go, oh, I think it has blank and it doesn't have blank, right? So that just cuts down on the mistakes. If we have access to all of that information, nobody has to do any guessing. So I know we're starting to run out of time. Hopefully I'm gonna squeeze in 2 more real quick. This is a cool truck that we just got in. I don't know how I get to buy these cool trucks sometimes, but this is a 2018 Chevrolet 1500 Silverado High Country, and our sticker's falling out, but it's got 45,000 miles on it. This one has the 6.2 liter V8 engine in it. So Chevrolet does make the 6.2 V8 in their trucks, and they're hard to come by, and we've got one. So we've got this. It's very, very well loaded. You definitely need to check out the pictures on the interior of this truck, because it's got a nice brown interior with the white paint. It's got the upgraded 22-inch wheels. Really, really a good looking truck. Again, I was really happy that we were able to purchase that truck and have it for sale. It does have the power running boards on it as well too. So I know we're going to run out of time, and I'm not going to get to talk as much about these next 2 cars as I want to, but I've got a 2019 Land Rover Discovery. These vehicles are awesome. They're fun to drive, and they are great in all weather conditions. They look good. Every time I get one of them, they sell very quickly. Quick story, I'm probably going to end up having to stop on this one because we're going to run out of time. A quick story, so there is a manager in the company. He bought one of these from us. We had it here on our lot. He bought it for his wife. I wish I could show you the pictures of his wife's car after she got rear-ended at 65 miles an hour in one of this. I'm telling you, it looks like all it did was crack the bumper. It was crazy. She was completely stopped. She gets rear-ended at 65 miles an hour, and it basically did nothing to the back of this car. I mean, I don't know how that happened. It may be just an extra safe vehicle. I don't know. But it really shocked me, and he sold on it. He loves them. Everybody that we've sold one of those to, they've loved it. So, and then the last one, as we're running out of time, how much time we got left? We're running out of time. We got 1 minute. So, right next to us here, this is a Lexus NX. This is one of their smaller SUVs. Another example of a really, really nice pre-owned vehicle. Brown leather interior, loaded up with lots of equipment. Obviously, we're not going to have enough time to talk about it all, but you can go check out our website, BayardPreOwned.com. You can see pictures of everything you've seen behind me today, other inventory we got coming in, pricing, all the information you need to shop wherever you're comfortable at. You know, give us a shout, give us a call, give us an email, come by, whatever you need to do, whatever we can do to make it easy for you. We look forward to earning your business, and y'all have a great day.